We are back. What's going on, folks? Devon Banks here in the Bass Basement. It's springtime, and I got a quick tip that's going to get you more bites when it comes to bed fishing. Stay tuned.
Brought to you by Rec Lending, your source for marine loans and warranties.
What's going on, gang? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I'm dropping a new fishing tip. Now, bed fishing. That's springtime, and when the water gets to about 55, 56 degrees, those largemouth, smallmouth, they're running to the banks. And they're going to find some clear water, and they're going to start doing their dance. And when you start to find fish on the bed, and sometimes they're finicky, sometimes they just don't want to bite, I got a tip that's really going to get them going. And it's real simple. It's real easy. And I've used this in clarity up till about 8 feet of water. And that is what sometimes is going to get you bit, is when you find some fish bedding in some deeper water. Those shallower fish, 3, 4, 5 feet of water, there are a lot of techniques that can get them, including this one. But when it gets to about that 8 feet of water and you find them on beds, I find that this intrusive technique will definitely get you bit. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Berkley's power bait Craw fatty, but it has to be in the color white. Why do I like this bait? Well, one, like I said, it has to be in the color white, and two, because it has Berkley power bait in it. And this is a power technique for me. I'm using my flipping setup, 7.6 medium heavy Veritas rod, and I'm going with about 17-pound test. Okay, I want to be able to throw this in there, catch them, and get them in the boat. So 17-pound test. About 8 feet of water is the deepest I go with this technique. And you can see this is the 4-inch version, and it's a pretty big bait, okay? And it is an intrusive bait that gets really smallmouth really ticked off to where they bite it. It has the figure of a crawdad, hence the craw fatty. There you go right there. But one thing that I really love about this bait is the top right here. This right here is what does it for me. And I'm going to show you in a minute why this area is so key to this bait. It has ridges. It has the power bait. So when fish are able to see it, smell it, bite it, it feels real. And they don't want to let go due to the power bait formula from Berkley. Now, what do? Well, here is my red Sharpie right here. And with that top of that bait, I take the red Sharpie and I color it in. I make it red. And what this does is, as I'm bed fishing all the way around this bait, it allows me to be able to see it in that 8 feet of water. And it makes the bait smaller, but also it gives me a visual. So if I'm in a tournament and I see that this red is gone, that's telling me that the fish has bit. Because sometimes, as we know in the past, when we are fishing for bedfish, we don't really detect the bite. And sometimes it's real subtle. But if you can see that red area of the bait is gone, we know that we can set the hook. So that is a great way to catch fish during the spawn, while they're on the beds. And I've done this for largemouth, I've done this for smallmouth. And when you see them on the beds dancing, doing their due, this is a technique that I suggest you try to get those finicky bass in the boat. They don't want this intrusive bait in their nest. So next time you're on the water, try out a Berkley 4-inch craw fatty in white. Get you a red Sharpie. Paint the front of it, the top of it, what have you, and use this in your arsenal when it comes to bed fishing and see if that helps you. This is Devon Banks, always giving you a fishing tip here in the Bass Basement. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. This works.